Hello. In this project, what I want to do is that I want to find any EC2 instance in my AWS account that has SSH, that is port 22, open to the world and automatically terminate that EC2 instance if it is running. So what I'm going to do is this Python code is what is going to do it, right? So that's basically what this Python code is doing. But I'm going to wrap this Python code, I'm going to wrap this code in a Lambda handler because I want to use Lambda, right? I want to use Lambda function in AWS. And I'm going to also set up a trigger with EventBridge. So such that if any EC2 instance is launched and that EC2 instance has port 22 open to the world, right, it's going to terminate that EC2 instance. This is a security project, right? So it's to enforce security compliance, right? So the first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to wrap this Python code. I'm going to wrap it around a Lambda handler. So I'm going to do def, then I'm going to do Lambda handler events, comma context, right? Then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to copy all these down to the end, and I'm just going to hit tab, and that's it. Just hit tab, and that's it. So let's look at it. Yeah, that's it. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to save this. So once I save it, I'm going to come to the folder where this Python code is. I'm going to zip it because I want to store it in AWS. I want the Lambda function to be able to get this code from S3 bucket. From S3 bucket. So I'm going to go to the folder and so here is the folder. Here is the Python code, and you can see the path. You can see it's the same name, right? So here is it. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to zip this file. I'm going to zip it. I'll come to compress zip file. So once I zip it, so let's see. Yes, so this is it now. This is it. So I'm going to go to my AWS account. That's the next thing. I'll come to my AWS account and I'll come to S3. So this is S3 bucket. So this bucket, I already created this bucket. I'm going to save that file. I'm going to upload that file into this S3 bucket. So let me just drag it. I think this is it. Just going to drag it in, bring it down here. Put it in here. Okay. So then I'll come down and then upload. Okay, so the file is there now. It has been uploaded successfully. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create IAM role, and that IAM role is basically to allow my Lambda function to be able to communicate with the EC2 instances, right? To be able to terminate the EC2 instances. So I'll click on role, and then I'm going to create role. The AWS service that I want to attach this role to is Lambda. So I'll come to use case Lambda and next. So then I'll put the two policy I want to attach is Amazon EC2 full access. Full access next. No, not next. I need to go back because I want to add another policy. So AWS Lambda basic execution role. So this one, AWS Lambda basic execution role. So I'm going to click on that, then next. So then the name of the role, I'll just call it dev Lambda role. Okay, so let's check. Okay, so I have those two policies there. And then I'm just going to create the role. So once the role is created, the next thing I'm going to do, so the role has been created. If I come to view role, so here is the role. right? So with the permissions policies. So I'm going to come to Lambda. So I'll come to Lambda. So this is Lambda. I'm going to create a function, auto from scratch. I'm just going to give it the name. Just say open SSH EC2, say open SSH function. Just give it a name that terminates open SSH EC2 function. So I'm going to copy this because I'll need it. Copy. Then the runtime is going to be a Python function, right? Python. Then I'll just come down to change default execution rule, use another rule. So it's going to be this dev lambda rule that I created. And I think that should be it. I'm just going to create the function. So once I create the function, the next thing I'm going to do is to upload the code, right? So it's to upload the code. So here is the function is still, I think it's still booting. So this is a default code that comes with it, right? You see I had to, this def lambda handler, right? So which was what I wrapped around the code, right? So I'm going to delete this one. So I'll just come down here, allow, I'm going to delete it, delete permanently, delete. And then I'm just going to come to upload from Amazon S3 location. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get come back to my S3 bucket. I'm going to get the object URL. I think, let's check. Object URL of the zip file. So this is the object URL. I'm going to copy this, then I'll come back to my Lambda function. So here is it. So you see Amazon S3 link URL. So I'm going to paste it here. So that way it will be able to get the code. Save. So once I save it, then I'm going to see the code here. I'm going to see the code here. So let's see. So here is it. Okay, so here is it. Here is it. Here is the code. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is I'm just going to come down to this handler. I'm just going to edit. Just copy this. Copy, no. This one. I just want to rename it. Just copy this part. Copy. Then I'm going to come down here, edit. I'm just going to edit this part. Put that there. Remove the other dots. Yeah, just that first part. So then I still have the dot lambda handler. So I'm going to save this. So once this is done, the next thing I'm going to do is I'll come to the configuration and then I'm going to change the timeout because the code might need more than 3 seconds to run. So I'm going to edit the timeout to, let's say, 40 seconds, right? So I'm just going to save this. So once I save this, then the next thing I'm going to do is to test the function. Let's just test the function. For now, let me check my EC2. I don't have any EC2 instance running. So if I test the function, let me just create maybe 2 EC2 instances, or I'll create 3. 2 will have SSH open to the public, while EC2 test. So this one, I will change it to 2, this number of EC2 instance here. Then I'll come back here. I'll choose proceed without a keep here, then I'll have allow SSH traffic from the public, right? Which is this is not security best practice, but so this is basically what I want to terminate an EC2 instance that have a security group like this. So then after that, I think that should be it. I'm going to create two of that. Launch. Mhm. Yeah, for now, I think I will just create two of that, and then we'll see that it's going to automatically um, terminate those. I mean, it's going to not automatically now, but because we are going to add a trigger, right? So you see that they are running now. But once I test the function, I go back and test the function. So let me click on test, and then I'll just click on test here. So let's see. So let's see. So it says execution succeeded. Let's check the details. So let's go down. Just gonna go down, 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 all the way down. So you see, instance terminates two EC2 instances. So it has terminated those two EC2 instances. So if I come back here, if I reload, if I reload, mm, yeah, you see, there's no EC2 instance again. If I cancel this, you see, they are terminated, right? So the function is working. So the next thing I want to do is, because the next thing I want to do is to add a trigger, right? And the purpose of this trigger is so that if anyone, like in this case, I had to test for the function to be able to work. That is for the function to be able to terminate the EC2 instance. So I want to add a trigger such that if anyone just come and then create an EC2 instance with SSH open to the internet, to the public, it will just automatically terminate it. So I want to enforce, that policy, that security best practice. I want to enforce it. So I'm going to click on select a source, and the source is going to be EventBridge, right? EventBridge, and I'm going to create a new rule. I'll just say maybe terminate SSH open SSH something. So I'll just copy this, copy and paste here. And then event pattern, my event pattern is going to be EC2, and then all events. So it's going to be, I'm going to use this one. Let me see, EC2 instance state change notification, right? So I'm going to check this. And then for this one, I'm going to check state. And the state I want is running, right? So any EC2 instance that is running, yeah, that have SSH open to the public. So, and that's it. That's it. So I'm going to click on add. So I'm going to click on add. So here is the trigger now, right? This is my Lambda function. Here's the trigger, right? So once I come back to my EC2 instance, I'll come back to my EC2 instance, and I'm going to launch, maybe two more EC2 instance like that, or three. Let me say three now. Let me say EC2 test SSH. Three. And then I'm just gonna proceed without a keep here. And then, so you see the three of them have SSH open to the public, and that'll be it. I'll just launch. And then I'm going to launch another one that does not have SSH open to the public. So let's see. Um, Did it already terminated it? Terminated. Okay, these are the other ones. So let me reload. Yeah, those ones that I just launched. Okay, yeah, you see that. So it's shutting down now, right? So these are the three that I just launched, and these were the previous two. So you see they are shutting down because they have SSH open to the public. So if I so the trigger is working the way it should. So if I say EC2, okay, the name of this one is EC2, okay, then I just to proceed without a keep here, and so this one I'm going to change this 0.0.0 to, I'll just change it to my IP, and I'm just going to launch it. So once I launch it, you will see that the Lambda function is not going to terminate it. So here is it. The Lambda function is not going to terminate it because it does not have SSH open to the public. See, it's running. So if I come back to EC2 instances, see all these ones are terminated. Yeah, these ones are shutting down, these ones are terminated, but this one is still running. Let me try to create another one that have SSH open to the public. EC2 open SSH. So keep here, proceed without a keep here, and then this one have SSH open to the public. So even if I select this other stuff, once it has this in it, it's going to terminate it. Even if I select allow HTTPS, HTTP, once it allows this, once it has this SSH open to the public, it's going to terminate it. So let's see, launch. So let's see, launch, and yeah, so that's launched successfully. So let's check the instances. So let's check all the instances. Okay, see it. I think this is it here, right? This one, this is it here. The new one that I just created, this is it here. Because it's easy to open SSH, right? So let me click on it. Yeah, just to confirm, let me go to the security group. This one has HTTP, HTTPS. Yeah. So here you see these HTTPS and this HTTP, but it has this open to the public, right? So because of this, it's terminated. So yeah, so the Lambda function works. It worked well the way I wanted it to work. Thank you.